Oops, lost connection.
We're live.
We are live. What is up? It's your boy Nick, aka O Laddie, trying to figure out how to work Restream. We are here to do a live one of our new podcasts called Pheonix Rising Podcast, where we take a special look at some more important things with mental health. Today, we're going to talk about body shaming and what that does to you in relationships, in and out of relationships, really. So, I'll let Shannon start. Shannon, this was your topic.
Okay.
You chose the topic, so I'll let
Yeah.
you jump into the conversation. Let me move this mic so maybe they can hear you a little bit better.
That's okay.
I don't know. I don't even know if they can hear me. Who knows? But what? How? So what? What do you mean by body shaming in the relationship?
You know, when you're with somebody and the relationship starts out a certain way, of course, you know, as you get older, you have kids, things change.
Right.
And then there's a point where they're a lot, not every man, don't get me wrong, I'm not putting every man in this category, but a lot of men change how they see you and how they feel about you because you don't look like you should, or they think you should.
That you don't
Like
look
they
like
wanted
they want
you
you
for
to look
one way, and they
Right.
wanted you to look this certain way.
at the beginning of
Because
the relationship.
some miraculous thing, that's what happens in relationships. You stay one thing the whole time, and it's just not possible.
Right.
It's just not.
So how does that make you feel? I guess it's like, I mean, obviously it's not gonna make you feel good, but
Oh, it's kind of like a degrading thing. Like you're
Right.
supposed to love somebody for who they are, not necessarily
what they look like.
what they look like, because outer beauty fades. Like as you get older, you get wrinkles and you get weight gain that you can't get off, and you know, I mean, it's life.
Right.
But some people expect it to be a certain way. Even if they change in a little bit here and there, they expect you to be a certain way.
But is that really is that more the quality of the person that you're with, or is it more the
Well, I'm sure, but they in a lot of relationships they start off one way, but they change throughout time for whatever reason.
So I guess I'll ask you as a different kind of question. What do you think it's different for men than it is for women then? Because I think that men do a different tactic than women do. I think women, this is just me, I don't think women most of the time will tell a man she's not happy with the way he looks anymore. I think I don't know, she'll more hide it and be unhappy with how he looks and look for other men to like how she looks.
How she wants him to look, which is kind of what men do with women. Like if she gets a certain way, then they'll go find a woman how she used to look. And it's both ways. It's not just one way. Women do it to men too.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But I think
Yeah.
a man will tell a woman that he's with, "I don't like how you look,"
Before the woman will
and the woman will just look for validation from a guy
to go cheat.
that she likes how he looks.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
No, it works both ways.
So I just think it's a little bit of a different tactic there.
You damage both people depending on how the person you are. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it just really depends. I think that I think men are a little bit more demonstrative about it at first because they're going to be a little more straightforward. Like we just said, I don't like how you're looking,
Yeah.
and just be a ass about it. And women are going to go behind your back 9 times out of 10 or 8 times out of 10. I don't know what the percentage is, and then say, I'm just going to do whatever, and pretty much then the person finds out and then it hurts the exact same way. So
Oh yeah. It goes both. Men and women do it like 100%.
but it's like what about self-esteem? Because like self-esteem is like really like it should be inward, not outward. So like how does that make you feel yourself then? See what I'm saying? Like,
but when they're dogging your outward appearance because of whatever reason, like you see how I am a lot. Like I'm weird about a lot of things with my body because of that. Oh no, I love you. You're my last relationship I was told I was cute once, maybe twice. That's it. Like the whole 2 years, that's all I got. I mean, I don't necessarily want you to lie to me, But if you're not happy, then you need to say, hey, look, because I ended up gaining like 20 pounds or 30 pounds in that relationship because I moved out from where I was and got depressed.
Right.
Because once that depression kicks in, I mean, it's like, it's a roller coaster of things.
Yeah. I mean, like for me personally, I've always had a problem. Well, not always. When I was younger, I was better maintaining my weight a little bit better because I was in the situations where I had to be in shape better. But like I naturally gain weight more, and like now I'm on like medicines and stuff
that don't help.
That push it even better, that make it even worse. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. And like
yeah, because a lot of what you do have can make you do that.
Yeah, and like so I and I've always found comfort in food. I've always I don't really exercise like I used. Well, I don't exercise very much anymore at all. But sometimes I get in like a little bit of a walking kick, or like I'll do push-ups or I'll do something like that. But like it's not consistent. That's my big problem. It's like I don't say consistent. But like I think my overall question was like, how do you learn to flip it, to stop worrying about the outside, to start worrying about how you perceive it inside? Because it's your self-esteem, not your outside esteem. Like you know what I'm saying? Like it's not your people around you esteem. It's your like, it's how you learn to perceive it yourself. Like, and that's what you have to master somehow. Like
that's not the easy thing to master.
I didn't say that I was Bruce Lee of self-esteem mastering.
You should be.
I just was. I'm the master of asking the questions.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very true.
So.
I mean, I can ask you the same thing.
Well,
because I know what you've gone through, and then you know some of what I've gone through, and it's really hard to just, especially when you're going from a relationship that's like that into something that's different, into something that's completely different than what you were in, because they don't treat you that way. They show that they like you just the way that you are, and it's really hard to adjust to that because then you think, oh, okay, well, they're just saying this to get this, and then you know what I mean, like you worry about stuff like that.
Yeah, well, I mean, the one thing is like, not to be rude or nothing, but you're still saying how they perceive you in the relationship. Like that's the one thing that you have that would be beneficial for your self-esteem. Just not worry about what they think. I know that's easier said than done.
It's a lot easier said than done because you want to impress somebody that you're trying to get in a relationship with. Like you want people to
like you. That's what human beings naturally want to do. They're social creatures. They want people to like them.
But I mean, I tell people, if you don't like me, it's your fault because I'm freaking awesome. I have a great personality. I have a big heart. Like, I mean.
But do you believe that though?
Yeah,
okay.
I do.
Well, then
it's the outside it's the different thing.
That doesn't. That's just because. But I'm saying, like, if you believe that, that's what you should really push your stakes in the ground on that, though.
Well,
and not worry so much on like the fact that some other jerk faces didn't see what other people may see.
Yeah.
Because like that's just what they were just trying to be jerks, you know what I mean? Like,
and they were cheating. So I mean, it's like, so that really makes you feel that much worse to be like, oh, you say I'm like, I had one, oh, you're beautiful, I love you, but you're saying the same thing to 10 other girls.
Yeah, I mean,
like it makes it a little hard.
I've been in the same situation, but like I'm not saying it's an everyday thing that I've figured out this kung fu. I'm just saying that like sometimes it's like I have to go, does it matter what they say? Because in the long run, they never really showed that they cared. So I have to worry about what I perceive that I care about myself. You know what I'm saying? Because if I'm not caring about how I'm perceived myself, even if I'm liking myself as a bigger person or a smaller person or whatever type of person I am, like it doesn't matter that how they ever perceive me, because they didn't like me in the first place enough for it to matter. You know,
but it did bother you.
Oh, it's going to bother you. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's going to bother you.
But then you take it into the next relationship.
Yeah.
And when that person starts doing everything they didn't, you're like, okay.
Then you got to worry about,
is this real?
Then you got to worry about,
do they mean this, or are they just telling me
a different problem? You got to worry about your ability to pick consistent same people.
Clearly, neither one of us have hit that mark.
That's probably a different podcast.
Completely.
That's the
Completely
next
different.
podcast. No,
but it is hard to go into another relationship where
Right.
somebody's not treating you that way.
yeah,
But
because
then you think, oh, okay, is it for a reason? Yeah.
Well, the hardest
are
part-
they trying to get my pants? Are they just trying to, you know what I mean? Like, as a female,
I was gonna say I don't really ever.
as a woman,
I don't never think that, but like I wrote
as a woman.
maybe. But my problem is always just think somebody just trying to use me.
Yeah.
It's like this is a relationship of a benefit, or is this a relationship of like actual feelings? You know what I mean? Like, is this just for their benefit for money situation or for convenience situation or something like that? I don't know.
Somebody getting with me for money, you might as well go on somewhere.
I'm not saying.
But you know what I mean? I
Yeah.
get what you're saying. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, well, can they? Oh, well, look, this person has 2 cars and they have this
Well,
and they have that. They must have money. No.
Well, I mean, sometimes
No.
like, if you have your paycheck, but you don't have their paycheck, but if you're together, now you have yours and their paycheck.
I don't.
But like, I'm not saying that that's
I don't-
necessarily true, but there's a lot of
Yeah.
like,
There's
a
a lot
lot-
of people that
there's a
feel
lot of
that
guys
way.
that like, and I've been one of those guys that's been very guilty of it. Like, we'll just be hands off of like the account. So
Yeah.
we'll dive in occasionally when we
I
think,
trust you to pay this and do this right
Yeah.
with the money, and then
and then all of a sudden, like, where'd the money
it's
go?
gone.
Yeah,
I'll get
because,
you on
like,
that one.
because then my perception, I could be wrong. Some of the ladies, and I could be wrong about it, at least in my experiences.
Yes.
They're like, well, now I have 2 paychecks, and now I have double the amount of money. I can do whatever I want to with the money. And in my situations, I just was giving out like an allowance.
Yeah.
You know,
A big allowance.
no, like a small allowance, like $20-$40 a week. See what I'm saying? So like it's
Oh, you were giving.
Yeah, I was giving my-
I misunderstood what you
yeah,
just said.
yeah,
I'm
they're-
sorry.
they got my
I got
money.
you. Yeah.
Well, not my money.
See,
but you know what I'm saying?
I'm the opposite.
It's just weird. It's just like
Like the past.
it's kind of just the way the approach of like women and men into the relationship.
Yeah.
And then like the approach of trying to tear down the relationship. You see what I'm saying? Like it's just I think that it's a tool that can be used for both. I mean, I think that like you get a lot of build up in a lot of relationships of like somebody trying to build you up to be like, oh, you're so beautiful, oh, you're so this and oh, you're so that. And once they're over the relationship, then
It's like you're
like
owed.
men will like really try to go at you real hard because they'll try to get out of it,
Women do too.
make you feel bad. And they may do it too. There may
They
be
get
a lot,
below the belt.
but
Come
sometimes
on.
they'll try to go around the corner. I mean that I could be totally wrong, and I've been wrong like 3 times in my life, and like I'm just playing way more than that, but like but I'm pretty sure that like from my experiences, like women are way smarter than men about it. Men are just way more direct and maybe more caveman about it. The situation.
Not all.
Not all.
There are some that are not. But like my last 2, I paid for everything. They had money. I did not because I was paying all the bills. I took care of everything.
You're doing.
And when I would ask for help, oh my God, I killed them. Like, shit, you've got like $2,000 in your pocket. Can I have $200 for a bill?
2,000. Jeez,
Oh, at least.
they're balling.
At least.
I know
I mean,
that.
I'm not saying that it wasn't more than that. But when I'm asking you for $200 to help pay something, is it going to kill you? You're driving my car with my insurance. I pay the tags. I pay taxes. I do everything. You're not spending any money on anything. You can fork out $200 from what you've got in your wallet, and it's not going to hurt you. It's not going to affect what you got because once I left, all this money came out paying these bills. So where was that when I needed it?
But back to the original point, like that's why you felt so bad about the relationship when you left, because I think that you were putting your whole all into it and
to get
everything.
nothing in return.
You get nothing in return.
Wow.
But like,
and that went along with the body thing too, though, because once we got moved out, it was like I gained weight because
well,
I was getting
You're
depressed.
depressed, but I was going to say it's
And-
more about the self-esteem thing.
Well, yeah, but I mean, when you're around somebody, you should be able, and I'm just going to say it this way, to walk freely. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah.
And be comfortable. But it's really hard being that when you're walking that way and it's just like ducking and diving because I don't go on. Just go somewhere. kind of like a leave me alone type situation. You know what I mean?
I mean,
Like that affects you. Okay, so maybe it's me. And then that makes your depression worse because you know it's really not you, but they make you feel like it's you, regardless.
yeah.
And then until you finally get the mindset of, okay, this is not me. I'm doing all of this and they're not doing nothing. It's not me.
Yeah.
That's when you're ready to walk out the door.
Yeah, you gotta get to that point where you gotta realize that it's not you though. You gotta get to the point where you're like, and like that's easier said than done. You gotta get to the point where you're like, I am better than the treatment I'm getting.
Yeah.
That's the self-esteem. Like I'm better as a person than like taking the crap that I'm getting that somebody's taking advantage of me for. Like, and that's easier said. I mean, I've took years and years. I've took crap, and I'm sure I handed out crap. And talk to any of my past relationship partners, they'd be like, "He's the worst person ever." Yeah, you're always the villain in somebody else's story.
100%.
But like but there's things that like I was like trying to do that I was trying to be I thought I perceived myself as trying to be a good guy, and I thought I was doing the right thing. So it's hard whenever you think you're doing the right thing and you don't have it's breaking down your character and how you perceive yourself. But you just gotta get to the point where you're like, I am an okay person.
Yeah.
Because if you continue to like perceive yourself as a bad person, like whenever I was back wherever it was January, and I was ready to go, and I went to the mental hospital. Breaking news, I went to the mental hospital. Because I was having problems. And that had a lot to do with it. That had a lot to do because I was ready to give up because somebody didn't want they didn't want to put an investment in me and in our relationship, and it was killing me. So like it was like, but it took me time to realize that if I wasn't good enough for them, then I can still be good enough for myself.
Or maybe it was they weren't good enough for you.
Maybe. Or maybe they're supposed to be with somebody else. I mean, sometimes you're with somebody for a while and you just grow apart. Or maybe they want to sabotage the relationship because they don't want to be in the relationship. I don't know. There's all kinds of different scenarios and stuff that play out in relationships. People do bad things. People do things because they're broken. People do all kinds of stuff,
But going into another relationship, that's hard.
Yeah.
Because your guard's up. You get triggered by things, or you know what I mean? You worry that, oh God, is this going to happen?
That sounds like something.
Do they really mean what they just said to me?
This sounds like something we had talked about earlier. Yeah, it is difficult when you're going into a new relationship because you are worried the history is going to repeat itself, and you are worried that yes, especially if it's happened numerous times. Like if it's a one-time thing, it might be that person. It might be a one-time situation. But if you've had some scenarios that's happened kind of repeatedly, you're kind of like,
I mean, maybe it is me because I'm very independent. I can do it, and I get that, but still, you know what I mean? Like,
well, in every relationship, there's always going to be two parts. I mean, there's always going to be. I'm sure there, like we had said earlier when we talked about this behind the scenes, there's things that I'm sure that you could have done differently in some of your relationships.
Yeah.
There's things I could have done differently. There's things that we can all grow from in every relationship and even not even like a partnership relationship, like a friendship or like your father-daughter, brother-sister. Every relationship can have bumps in the road and you can learn from them. But it's just like the point is, sometimes it's like the consistent people that we gravitate to and the consistent person that we stay as. Yeah. It's like if we don't learn how to become a different person and we don't learn how to pick different people, then you learn to become in the same environment. Mm-hmm. So I'm probably saying stuff that, it's not new news to nobody, but like
my running joke now is if you have a DOC number, I can't do it. Because clearly that does not work for me.
What is a DOC?
Department of Corrections.
Oh. was going to say, what? That's even bad because I worked as a part-time jailer. I don't even.
Me too.
And we worked in the same jail at different times. How weird.
Yeah.
But I was like, what?
But I mean, because sometimes you're just gravitated to certain people.
Yeah.
Because of certain things.
Certain
like,
types.
I like
certain
the
types
tattoos. You know what I mean? Like the bad boy thing.
Yeah, me too. I like bad boys.
He likes himself. Clearly, you're so bad. But I'm just joking. But you know what I'm saying.
Right.
And until you learn to break that cycle of, oh, I really need to get away from this kind of person,
Right.
because clearly that is not working for me.
Right.
And until you do, it's hard.
Right.
And then once you find somebody that's not like that, you're like, oh damn.
But that's scary too sometimes.
Oh God, yeah.
Or somebody
dating at my age is scary. The hell are you talking about?
I know dating it because there's a small age gap between the two of us. I am
49
and I'm 33. I'm gonna claim it.
Claim it. I'm 29, shipping and handling.
Joe Osteen said, "If you claim it, God will make it happen."
So I'm 29 plus shipping and handling.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. So my thing is this: it's the good thing is that, like, when you start to realize that, though, kind of like if you had an addiction or you had a problem with anything else, once you start to learn those things about yourself, though, that you have those kind of like same repetitive processes and picking people and picking yourself and not picking yourself up and changing things about you, you can start changing yourself, like you start changing your environments and stuff like that. So it's, it takes time though. And that was one of the things we talked about this morning, was that, like, I was consistently, like, I think I've known that throughout, like, the last few 2 or 3 serious relationships I've been in, but I didn't take the time to get myself back in order. I just was like, I was a single dad with, at that time, young kids, and for some reason I felt pressure to, like, jump into a relationship. And sometimes it's them, sometimes it was me. I felt like I wanted to be in a relationship. I had left one. I want to get back into another. I'm kind of a guy who needs to be in a relationship. I know most guys don't admit that.
Then you say you suck at them?
Well, I do. I want to try to get better.
It's because you have to find that one person.
But you also have to find this one person.
Well, yeah.
If this one person
I think you need to take time for yourself.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If this one person keeps sucking, you're bringing in half of a bad person into the relationship.
Yeah.
So, like, and if you pick a bad person, then you're not going to have a successful relationship.
No.
So, like, it doesn't matter what you. Yeah.
I mean, even if you're in a good relationship, you still need to take time to where it's you.
Yeah, you don't have to.
You just need to meditate on something or do something,
right.
That's you.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's hard when you're starting out because you're like, oh God, does he not want to be with me?
Yeah.
Is there something I did? It's always a thing.
Yeah.
It's really hard getting settled in.
And it's hard because, like, you're trying to balance, like, life and work, kids,
grandkids,
maybe grandkids.
You got beautiful grandbabies.
But then you have to find time for yourself.
And it's hard because it's a demanding thing.
Each other and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
So sometimes you're like, myself can go. We need to spend time together. These other things can go, or whatever. But you need to really prioritize that those things still or have time in your life to spend, or else you're gonna, like, for me, like, I don't know, this maybe not as much a relationship thing, more like an individual thing. I still try to journal. I still try to go to my therapist, and that's more individually because I am a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. But, like, I still do those things because I still want to be a good person. And so, like, I'm trying to get better and, like, start going to church, start exercising. It's not paying off yet, but, like, doing all those things that, like, will make me a better person so that I can bring a better person to the relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like, and, like, if I don't, then I'm not doing her any justice. Like, I'm just bringing the same garbage and baggage to the relationship. I don't know.
And it's hard, though, to do that sometimes.
It
Especially when you're starting out, because you want to be there to spend time with that person, but then you got to think, God, okay, well, I'm not doing this now, and I'm not taking time for me today, and I'm not doing this. Like you get caught up in it sometimes. You really do.
You do, but that's the one thing though that you just got to keep trying to keep mindful of.
And a lot of what we do is we write music. That helps with a lot of things.
Therapy.
Very therapeutic. I mean, you don't even have to be songs. Like you can do journaling, like you said. Like where I work at a rehab. We recommend journaling because it's a way for you to get out on paper what you may be afraid or ashamed to say in front of somebody else, but you're getting it out, and you feel better once it's out. And then once you get to a point, you can share that with somebody else who may have felt the same way, and then it helps you and other people around you to do stuff like that.
Yeah, I definitely journal things that I wouldn't always put into a song form. Yeah. Because like sometimes there's things that I don't. Well, there's probably I do have some songs out there that's probably similar to the things I journal about, but like
one very good one.
Yeah, but like there's on a typical, like I wouldn't consistently write about the same things that sometimes I journal about, but like it's more like it's more personal, and like so it's important to have that too, but also it's important like you said for therapy, and it's also like helps other people sometimes. I'm not saying you have to write songs, but like if you
journal something,
if you go out and you find a group that like talks or like open group
like where I work discussion. At, they have meetings.
Yeah,
like AA meetings or NA. You can go and you don't have to know anybody there, but if you can share something, then you're going to find that this person is like, oh, hey, I did that too.
You have a person.
If you need help, here I am, and a lot of people will be there for you.
And some people may not have a problem with substance abuse. So there's other faith-based stuff. There's even ones that are non-faith based. It's just support groups and stuff out there. That's if you need
literally
that
about everything. Yeah. If you need it, mental health to me is a really big thing. Mm-hmm. Like it doesn't get enough attention because people would rather just look at you and say you're crazy and not care.
Well, there's a lot of people that have mental health problems.
Don't talk
about it, or they don't really think that they have a problem. They're just like, this is life. There's a lot of stuff
normal.
Stress and depression and anxiety are kind of normal with the world that we live in nowadays. More complex, more severe mental health problems like PTSD or schizophrenia or bipolarism, they might be more case by case basis, like or something more like that. But like your kind of regular depression and stuff like that, I mean, that could happen to anybody at any time. So you could.
I got it last night, just saying.
Yeah, you could just feel depressed out of the blue just because stuff is going on in your life and there's too much for you to handle. Doesn't make you a bad person,
No.
And like
and there's groups I believe like you can get on, even if you're on Facebook or something. I'm pretty sure there's groups that you can get on that help with that too. Like you can just talk to people, and if you need somebody to talk to, somebody's always going to be there.
Yeah.
Because that's a big part of being in relationships too. If you've had any kind of abuse, like it's really hard to get that out of your mind. Like, because you kind of do take it into another relationship. Regardless.
Yeah, you're going to. You're going. Like I tell a lot of people, I'm a bellhop. I take all my baggage to my next relationship.
I try not to. I think I take it off, but it's still there.
I try not to either. I just say that because I think it's funny. But but the big thing is that we just try. Like we're saying, anybody that's listening, and you all guys probably know that. Just try to do your best you can for your mental health, for your relationship, and stuff like that. There's all kinds of stuff out there that can help you. We have some other social media stuff. That's Shannon's department because she's smarter than me at that stuff. So we can probably come up with a way to like add some ideas or something for some stuff that you guys might find handy at some point in the future. But
I can get different things on. I mean, but even taking addictions into other relationships.
Yeah.
Anything into another relationship.
There's all kinds
of damage.
There's all kinds of addictions too.
But I was talking about the body thing because, at my age, it's really hard to get the weight off without going back to doing what I used to do to get the weight off.
Yeah.
Because I'm not doing that anymore.
Well, I think
it's hard to have somebody accept you for how you look.
Yeah.
But it also takes somebody who sees that what's on the outside isn't going to last forever. It's what's on the inside is what counts. You have to have a good heart. You have to be caring, loving. You know what I mean? Like, you can't just run around here being a stick in the mud.
Well,
to put it nicely.
I mean, I agree with all that. Also, to add on to it, kind of like what I've already said, I still think the biggest thing is how you see yourself.
Yeah.
If you don't see yourself in a positive light, it don't matter if I was to see you as the prettiest woman in the world. If you never saw yourself as the prettiest woman in the world, you would never. It wouldn't matter what I saw you as. You would never see yourself in that light, and it wouldn't matter what I saw. So, like, you might say, "Oh, he gave me a compliment," and that would last for a day or that would last for an hour. But by the next day, you would look in the mirror, you would say you're not happy. You have to get to a point where you're feeling confident with how you feel with yourself. So, like, self-love is hard to do. It's especially in like today's environment. And like, that's the hardest thing to do is like, despite all the wounds and stuff that you don't like that you've been through and how you see yourself in the mirror, it's like, you have to remember those things have made you stronger, and like you've made it this far, and like, there's so many things you could have gave up about, and there's so many things you could have quit, and you're a better person because you are continuing to keep going, and that makes you beautiful. It's not about like she said, like your looks are going to fade. Like, there's not a lot that I'm aware of 95-year-old supermodels out there, and like, if there are, that's awesome, but like,
but they got wrinkles and
but like, you just have to love yourself, and if you don't love yourself, it don't matter what anybody else says to you. Like, you just got to love yourself, and like, just give all that power to yourself and stop letting other people control how you feel, because I've done that for way too long, and like,
and it's really hard to take a compliment, ain't it?
I don't even know what a compliment is, to be honest with you. But we've been on here rambling for about 30 minutes. But we do appreciate you guys watching our shows. We're trying to do more podcasts. This one is, like we said, is a little more serious. We do the Totally Weird and Random show, which is more about like entertainment stuff. It's about random stuff and weird stuff and entertainment, music, movies and stuff like that.
So we're doing
what, like our music?
No, like the ghost hunting thing.
Oh yeah, she's doing ghost hunting now. We had done that one a couple of days ago. We talked about her ghost hunting adventure. She's going to be doing more of those. So if y'all want to check that out, she talks about like the tools and stuff they use and all kinds of stuff. She's trying to get me to go, and I'm not going at all because I don't.
You can video it.
I don't care.
You don't have to be.
I don't mess with ghosts. I don't. No, I don't. I don't even watch scary movies.
We know.
I don't even watch trailers to scary movies.
We know.
Because I will have nightmares over a trailer for a scary movie. You're trying to get me out there to film. It's going to be like a Blair Witch Project.
That was fake.
Yeah, but I'll be out there like for real.
With a snot rolling down your face.
Scared to death. Like, wow, like a crazy person. Like, I mean, I already am, but I'll be really out there. You all have me locked back up. But I ain't doing that, man. But either way, that's what she's doing. And so we had that on the last Totally Weird and Random show, and we're going to try to shoot another one either today or tomorrow about something.
I think the one that we did was over songwriting, wasn't it?
We did one that
a
couple weeks ago.
One of our first.
Because we're really totally weird and random and inconsistent on putting them up.
Very.
Yeah, so we're sorry about that.
Yeah.
But we're trying to put out some more songs, and we're going to try to hit up some more reactions today. If you guys have any ideas for reactions
or topics for any type of podcast,
yeah,
or random show,
write us,
comment, whatever. We're good with it.
I think I have a posted email somewhere, old laddie something. If I don't, then I don't know I don't know what it is. But we appreciate you guys so much for for watching.
We're so professional.
We are. We know exactly what we're doing. But we thank you guys so much. And like always, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and peace. I got to figure out how to get out of here.